How strong is Moon Knight? He can easily control Thor's hammer, was chosen by the Phoenix Force, and even defeated Mephisto. He is Moon Knight. He died once and was resurrected by the moon god Khonshu. The moon god Khonshu, the nighttime criminal punishment agent, is known to fans as the Marvel superhero Moon Knight. As a second-rate superhero, he single-handedly saved the world. The Age of Fear. Moon Knight is in the ancient city of Kunlun in the Himalayas. Moon Knight is meditating. He is waiting for someone. Finally, Iron Fist came after hearing the news. He said that Moon Knight knows he is in Manhattan, and there is an easier way to attract Iron Fist's attention than having to come all the way here. Moon Knight did not answer him but said, "I am looking for Iron Fist." Then the Moon Knight stood up and said, "You don't understand me, Daniel. I didn't come here for you. What I want is Iron Fist." Suddenly, Iron Fist was attacked by the Moon Knight. When he realized Moon Knight's evil intentions, he began to counterattack. The moonlight suddenly shone on Kunlun, and Moonlight Knight's power increased dramatically. Daniel was defeated by the Moon Knight, and when he took off the pendant around his neck, he saw that the talisman of life had been taken by Moonlight Knight in his hand. A steady stream of energy escaped from Iron Fist, and was absorbed by the talisman of life. The screen changed to Doctor Strange using magic to deal with an army of mummies in the Supreme Sanctuary in Greenwich Village. At this time, Doctor Strange's voice rang out, and before Doctor Strange could react, he was punched in the forehead by Mr. Knight and Tiger. Looking at Mr. Knight in front of him, Doctor Strange was shocked. The tiger had attacked him. With the power of Iron Fist, the next second Moonlight Wizard controlled Doctor Strange. The Knight took the Talisman of Life and absorbed the infinite power of Doctor Strange. Ghost Rider Robbie late at night couldn't sleep. He felt like an evil spirit was about to burst out of his stomach, as if all his strength was being drained. He thought about sitting on his Hell Charger for a while, but found that the Hell Charger had disappeared. Stealing the evil soul? As for the Ghost Rider, the scene had changed. The Knight was driving the Hell Charger, which also had a life amulet hanging on it, absorbing all the power of the Ghost Rider for the first time, defeating Iron Fist, then Doctor Strange, and then taking away the Hell Charger. These three people were all the original power holders. So Moon Knight was trying to seize the original power. The mummy had surrounded Wakanda. Black Panther knew that Moon Knight wanted the power from him, so he went to Moon Knight alone. The incident turned into a fight, but the two disagreed and prepared to fight the next second. Moonlight Knight took the Amulet of Life and found that the Amulet of Life was completely powerless against the original power of Black Panther. Came closer and said aggressively, "Do you feel strange? My original power flows in my blood. If you want to get it, you have to take me away. What are you waiting for? Take me to your gods." It was clear that Black Panther had his own plans. In the universe, Thor, the god of thunder, received news from Captain America and was rushing to the Earth with Mjolnir in hand. When he passed by the moon, he found that there was a Moon Knight standing on the moon. He appeared on the spot as a superhero. He tried to stop Moon Knight from turning back. Otherwise his blood would stain the entire moon red. But Moon Knight didn't say anything, just calmly looked at Thor, and he did so. Was also impatient. Immediately threw Mjolnir into the emergency situation. Moon Knight was unusually calm. He raised his hand to block Thor's hammer and firmly controlled it in his hand. Thor's face became ugly when he saw the anger, but he couldn't remember what Moon Knight said. Mjolnir was made of URU metal, and the predecessor of URU metal was the first celestial body born at night. In other words, Mjolnir was made from the eyes of the moon. So Moon Knight controlled Mjolnir to defeat Thor. Thor also wanted to summon lightning to fight, but was sent flying out into space by Thor's hammer. Thor was tightly imprisoned. The battle ended. Thor's hammer was also a primitive power. Has done now he has mastered the original power of Thor's hammer and Doctor Strange, Iron Fist and Ghost Rider, but he still cannot get the power of Black Panther, Starbrand and Phoenix. Now the Moon Knight shows that these powers are enough to start acting. The scene changes. Moonlight Knight kneels before the moon god Khonshu, saying that now he will start saving the world. What will happen? Before at this time the moon in the secret palace of God. Moonlight Knight kept beating. He felt cheated because he saw the image of hell demons attacking the earth. The whole earth has become a human purgatory. God Khonshu despite the obstruction of the Moon Knight. Moon Knight vowed to find the moon god Khonshu and defeat him. But when he saw the moon god Khonshu, he was shocked. Scared like an abused puppy. When Khonshu saw the appearance of Moonlight Knight, he actually begged Spectre to take his life. Moonlight Knight has seen all the emotions of the moon god Khonshu, but has never seen him have such deep fear. The picture of the future will really happen. Back to the present, Moon Knight, who has mastered the 4 primal powers, takes Khonshu to the depths of hell to find Mephisto, who was sealed by Doctor Strange to prevent Mephisto from destroying the earth. Moonlight Knight decides to deal with Mephisto now. He manipulates Doctor Strange's magic to resist Mephisto's attack. He summons Thor's hammer, which is bound by the power of Iron Fist and Ghost Rider, and pierces Mephisto's body with a single blow. Knight, in order to prevent Mephisto from resurrecting, first decided to use Ghost Rider's hellfire to burn Mephisto's body to ashes, then used the power of Iron Fist to crush the powder into molecules, then used Doctor Strange to seal these molecules, and finally used Thor's hammer to spread the powder to every corner of the universe. Mephisto ended here, but the moon god Khonshu said that Mephisto would not die like that. Mephisto from countless parallel universes would eventually appear. But the problem was not over yet. However, the moon god Khonshu said not to worry. He would solve it himself in 2 weeks. Manhattan has now been renamed, and the Khonshu statue is everywhere, and there are ancient Egyptian-style works everywhere. The moon god Khonshu used his powerful power to recreate the world, and he rightly said that this was to protect the world. Those who did not respect the moon god Khonshu would be arrested. Moonlight Knight looked at everything and greeted everyone. At this time, Black Panther T'Challa was being tortured. They wanted to force Black Panther to voluntarily give up his original power. Khonshu came to take it himself. The two sides were arguing with Black Panther. When he was about to be beaten, Moon Knight suddenly jumped out and stopped him. He persuaded Black Panther to give up his original power to Khonshu so that the world could be saved. Of course, Black Panther refused. He only felt that Moon Knight's mental illness was getting worse but punched him in the face. In order to prove that he was not betrayed and controlled by Khonshu, he also lifted his mask and asked Black Panther T'Challa to tell me what he saw in my eyes. Black Panther said seriously and calmly, "I saw indescribable fear." Moon Knight said that this was the fear brought by Mephisto, so in order to prevent the world from being destroyed, Moon Knight crushed him into ashes, and Black Panther asked again. Okay, now that Khonshu has ascended the throne, a follower of Khonshu immediately retorted, "No, you don't understand that this is the path of redemption, so we need your original power." Moon Knight saw that Black Panther still refused to give in, and threatened Black Panther and said that he would suck Black Panther's blood to gain power. After that, Moon Knight removed the amulet of life and planned to take action. But at this moment, a voice rang out. Black Panther still wanted Moon Knight to awaken and confront the moon god Khonshu together. On the other hand, Moonlight Knight transformed into Ghost Rider, hellfire burned him to the bone, then got on the ghost carriage and arrived at the prison in time. Black Panther was still being interrogated, but after Moonlight Knight left, he suddenly broke free from his chains and fought hard to escape from prison. At this time, a large number of mummies were gathering in the Sahara Desert. Captain Marvel asked Iron Man to take the children away, and Iron Man said that he would not abandon Captain Marvel and that he would not destroy their family. Captain Marvel was very upset by Iron Man's bad jokes. Iron Man angrily expressed that they were not a family. Iron Man hugged Little Star Eagle and said to Little Star Eagle, "Don't listen to your nonsense. Mom and Dad both love each other deeply." At the same time, he did not forget to say something serious. Since then, after Black Panther was captured, we can be the last Avengers. Originally, there were 7 Guardians on Earth: Iron Fist, Ghost Rider, Father Odin, Black Panther, Phoenix Force, and most especially the Star Eagle Force. Star Eagle is an extremely powerful and dangerous cosmic energy. It currently exists in the body of the child in front of you. The moon god Khonshu once coexisted with the 7 primordial powers. Khonshu has existed since the birth of the moon. He witnessed the fall of the gods, witnessed the purification of all things caused by the corpses of the gods, witnessed the birth of humans in this world, and witnessed the humans of Asgard accompanying humans. However, in the end, everyone ignored Khonshu. And now Khonshu will let everyone pay attention to him. But this is not enough. He is still full of fear of the future apocalypse. He will also witness the earth turning into a human purgatory, and witness the universe turning into hell. When the time comes, the gates of hell will open. The appearance of demons from hell, people from parallel universes. Mephisto is just one of them. There will be countless people like Mephisto's coming. Meanwhile, Captain America and Blade are blocking the tracks. Jennifer is standing in front when the train is about to hit her. As She-Hulk, she stops the train so that Captain and Blade can rush into the car and beat all the mummies and clean them all in a car. They open 3 coffins and find out that they contain Iron Fist, Doctor Strange and skinny Ghost Rider Robbie. Captain America's mission in this trip is to rescue them. Iron Man and Captain Marvel are knocking down the mummy Baby Star, who is holding a bottle and is about to get drunk. At the same time, he was arguing with Captain Marvel, but they still needed to protect Baby Star. Tony was afraid to take care of the baby and kept talking about his thoughts. When he turned around, I realized that Captain Marvel was tied up. Moon Knight said to Iron Man, "Hand over the Baby Star or don't blame me for being cruel." Tony naturally refused. The next second, the left arm of the suit was tied up with chains. But he heard Moon Knight shouting that if I don't get that power, the whole world will go to hell. After hearing these words, Iron Man hesitated and asked seriously, I just heard a bang. The front cover of the evil vehicle was opened by Captain Marvel with a punch. When Captain Marvel saw Iron Man approaching Moon Knight, he immediately rushed over and took Captain Marvel away. Iron Man, what he was doing just now was Iron Man saying he just said a name. I watched the rest of the apocalypse scenes. Then, in order to avoid being caught, they decided to fly into space and hide. The scene flashed. Moon Knight drove the evil car and chased Iron Man to the moon. But suddenly something stopped Moon Knight. He only fought criminals on the street instead of doing something to save the universe. He always prayed to his gods but never got an answer. Just as Moon Knight was meditating, a voice rang out. You pray wrong, God. Moon Knight was very alert. Looking at him, a man in a black cloak came out. Gradually, he realized that the face under the black cloak was actually the dead Nick Fury. At this time, the man in the black cloak said that he was no longer Nick Fury, who knew everything in the world but could not interfere. And he saw Moon Knight. Everything he does, he knows what Moon Knight must do to save the world. Meanwhile, Khonshu has defeated countless demons from the parallel universe in the Moonlight Temple. And he roars for more power. At this time, Black Panther roars and appears, saying he wants to find Khonshu to solve everything. Khonshu says that it takes the power of Black Panther and Starbrand to save the Earth from the invasion of demons. Black Panther denies that Khonshu uses the method of saving the world and stealing power to protect the Earth, but instead weakens the Earth's defenses to help the demons. Khonshu is very angry and throws Mjolnir at Black Panther. Just when Khonshu thought Black Panther was dead, Quake actually turned a corner and kept circling around like a puppy that hadn't seen him in a long time. Black Panther said that every first generation of Black Panthers had the power of Mjolnir, so all Black Panthers can control Mjolnir. Even the power hanging from Khonshu's neck and the magic of Agamotto. Turn around, but the next second you will have the power of the Iron Fist. The exchange of life with the power of Agamotto was absorbed along with Thor's hammer. As the Black Panther prepared to attack, Moonlight Knight appeared. He was brought by Khonshu's magic to prepare for a battle. The moon god Khonshu took away the amulet of life that Ghost Rider had been waiting for. He activated Ghost Rider's necklace to bind Thor's hammer, then activated Thor's hammer to find the star mark, and took it with him, flying to the far depths of the universe. Black Panther and Moon Knight continued to fight. Black Panther kept screaming to wake Moon Knight up, but Moon Knight was blinded by Khonshu's magic, making Moon Knight think that Black Panther was Mephisto. Moon Knight's every move was filled with the determination to kill. In fact, Moon Knight knew that he was mentally abnormal, so he always changed his identity to become a hero. But this time his identity was not enough, so he kept it. Pray to the gods, pray to God for a new person. Sometimes praying will become a kind of pain, but you have to persevere in praying to express your determination to the gods. And Moon Knight chose to use this pain to express his determination to pray to the gods who were defeated by Black Knight. In fact, he knew that the person who beat him was Black Panther. But he had to continue fighting Black Panther and pray in pain until blood flowed out of the universe. Captain Marvel and Iron Man and the Starbrand child were driving away when they suddenly heard a strange sound. But the next second, Iron Man was controlled by the moon god Khonshu and seemed to be ready. There was a big battle. On Earth, Captain America, Blade and She-Hulk went to rescue Black Panther. The skinny Ghost Rider drove up, but the other members told him to go to the hospital. Black Panther was still beating up the stubborn Moon Knight. When Black Panther was about to chase Khonshu, Moonlight Knight clung to Black Panther's leg and whispered to finish him. Black Panther said that he didn't have time to kill him, then kicked him away. Moonlight Knight slowly said, "He doesn't want to kill me, he wants me to bleed. If you don't want to do it, then I'll do it myself." That what Khonshu did was wrong. The reason the knight had to pray was that he had to show his sacrifice. In exchange for his recognition, Moon Knight did not pray to the stars or the moon, but to things that were real to them. The terrifying energy obeyed the prayer and traveled across the universe, descending to Earth and reaching the praying Moon Knight. He was captured by the Phoenix Force. The Phoenix Force's mark was now the Phoenix Fist. A blinding light burst out on the moon. It was the light that came from the star, while Captain Marvel tried her best to stop the moon god Khonshu. This was a soul-shaking cry that rang out within the Phoenix Force. "Hurry here with Mark." Khonshu heard that he wanted to face the devil, right? Phoenix Fist hit the moon god Khonshu hard, sending him flying. Mark had only one thought in mind: God or devil. Iron Man said, "Be wary of the Phoenix Force," and Mark said that he didn't come here to deal with the Avengers and asked them to quickly take the baby Star Eagle away. But Iron Man felt that Mark of the Phoenix Force was a scary person. Risky, so he shouted, "Get rid of the Phoenix Force or I will let you taste the power of millions of dollars." Mark was too lazy to argue with Iron Man and directly exploded. The Phoenix Force knocked them away. At this time, Thor's hammer was still by his side. He exploded the power of thunder and lightning, obeying the call of thunder, and a roar erupted in a place with many moons. At this time, the moon god of the city, who was deep in his heart, was punched back to earth by Mark of the Phoenix Force. He shouted in shame that the Moon Knight had actually betrayed him. He decided to unleash the full power of the temple. He had no choice but to directly flatten the earth and return the earth to millions of people the peace of many years ago. Then the Black Panther appeared and kicked all the soldiers away. Black Panther appeared to be very righteous and kicked Khonshu in the face immediately. Evil Chariot bit Khonshu first, causing him to scream in pain. Ghost Rider drove to him and stood in front of Black Panther. The people around said that they wanted to take those things back. The power did not belong to the moon god Khonshu. Black Panther reached out and shouted the power of Kunlun Iron Fist. The secret technique of the Supreme Sorcerer: listen to the call of the old allies and come back to me. Robbie reached out and shouted at the Ghost Rider's amulet. All three powers were stripped from Khonshu's body. He could only roar in pain as Captain America, Blade Runner and She-Hulk arrived. The moon god Khonshu had gone into hiding, but Black Panther chose to entrust his powers to Blade and She-Hulk to protect them to prevent Khonshu from regaining his powers at the next second. She-Hulk and Blade fighting on Earth. Iron Man also returned to the Avengers team. Ghost Rider drove his chariot into the moon in space, but at this moment Mark broke out. Who had mastered the Phoenix power fell into deep thought. But he had an urge to release the Phoenix flame. He looked at the Earth. What if all the creatures of human civilization were wiped out in one fell swoop? Mark completely ignored that Thor's hammer had been summoned and struck the moon. He held his head in pain and struggled. He couldn't believe that he actually intended to destroy the world. At this moment he finally realized that he was really crazy. He had summoned the Phoenix Force to help him kill Khonshu, but he himself was not the Phoenix Force. He needed someone to stop what he could do. At this moment Mjolnir was furiously smashing the strangely shaped moon, being smashed into pieces by Mjolnir. He had difficulty reaching out his right hand and the power of thunder exploded, destroying the moon. Thor turned around and saw the Phoenix Force mark in front of him. He was so angry that he swung Mjolnir and hit the Phoenix Force mark, but Mark calmly waited for judgment. He knew that his defeat was the best way to end this meaningless war. The scene changed to a ruined Earth, where the moon god Khonshu was captured and tied to a chariot of evil spirits. He kept saying that the world would be destroyed by evil spirits. If the gods failed, there would be no hope for humanity. The Avengers stood before Khonshu and ordered him that our human mission is to represent the Earth and the Avengers. I declare that you have been captured and everything is over. Mark became a normal person again without any gods around. The horrifying image of Mephisto destroying the world still lingered in his mind, but it all ended here. Both Moon Knight and the moon god Khonshu had foreseen the image of the Earth falling into hell, so Moon Knight, in order to prevent all this, he decided to listen to the words of the moon god Khonshu and help the moon god Khonshu gain strong power to stop Mephisto, but he was the one who was captured by Khonshu later when he woke up. Could only pray to the Phoenix. He prayed that the Phoenix would give him the power to stop Khonshu. When he mastered the Phoenix power, he realized that he was crazy and wanted to use the Phoenix power to destroy the world. The moon god Khonshu was defeated. Phoenix Force has also left the Moon Knight. The era has ended, but the story of Moon Knight is far from over. The video ends here. Thank you for watching my video. If you find it interesting, please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos.